So happy to be here with you in this very special forum. If you're here, you're resilient. You've adapted already to the shock of COVID 2020 and you continue to adapt to an entirely new world. And you will continue. Wow, 2020, how remarkable is it how global health got very local last year. We've all seen firsthand how quickly a disease we have never heard of, in a place we may have never even visited, can become a public health emergency globally, right in our own backyard. COVID has forced us to reconsider many things. In one of COVID's main effects, COVID made everything even more digital, more connected from our home and from our fingertips. One baseline is digital existence, and we live in a world driven by our digital existence. Another baseline, values. Our devotion to our values gets tested in the face of a true crisis. The recent outbreak of coronavirus is impacting people all over the world, not just in terms of public health, but financially, emotionally, even socially. And as we struggle to adapt to our new circumstances, it can be tempting to bury our head and wait for it all to blow over so we can go back to normal. But what many of us are discovering right now is that the things we valued a few months back, last year, don't actually matter. Our cars, our titles, what's on our business cards, our privileged neighborhoods. Rather, what is coming to the forefront is a shift to figuring out what we find intrinsically rewarding. When life changes and gets hard, you realize you've never had to put into practice what you thought you knew about coping with disaster. So COVID for all of us becomes not only something to cope with, it becomes an opportunity to reconnect, an incredible opportunity to figure out who we are, and sometimes bake some bread. Baking bread was the most Googled search term at the peak of COVID crisis, March 2020. Are you amused like me? I got curious why and found some lessons worth sharing. Creating with the people we love instead of consuming on our own allows us to focus on what we value as the world changes around us. Giving yourself the space to tune into your values doesn't have to come through baking. That's one example. What's important is that you find an activity that lets you move past fear, past panic, to reconnect with what gives your life meaning. When you engage in an activity that gives you pleasure, releases negative emotions, it allows you to rediscover what is important to you. Change is stressful, but neither stress nor change have to be scary. Our lives are a constant adaptation to a world that is always in motion. All change brings opportunity. Some change gives us the opportunity to pause and ask, what can we do better? One way to bring connection and meaning is by doing side projects. Returning to a playful attitude reduces the weight of pressure we feel over the importance of our work. We are reinvigorated by the enjoyment of what we do and begin to turn out better work. You will ultimately produce better work as a student or better work as an employee if you give yourself the space to learn. The idea of baking bread does just that. It's a gateway to seek purpose and enjoyment in all areas of life. I know the frivolousness of baking bread seems counterintuitive in an environment where we say, shoot for the stars, pursue your purpose. But seeming purposelessness is part of finding your purpose because it's about learning, it's about being open, being present, connecting with what is around us. Can we change how we approach learning? Letting go of the guilt associated with not being visibly active, and let us embrace what seems counterintuitive. If I could create a potion and an exceller for your journey on the places you will go, it would be a list of these qualities. The first, be prepared. They say luck is preparation meeting opportunity. While we can acknowledge that luck plays a role, we often use that as a crutch to avoid doing what we can do intelligently. Prepare for opportunities. You prepare yourself to succeed or not as you choose from moment to moment by the way you live your life. The second, lay strong foundations. Do the hard work. Persevere. Start by dialing into your health. It drives the whole show. So lay powerful foundations and read 10 pages per day of inspiring self-development goodness. That's, by the way, 3,500 plus pages per year, which is about 15 great books that can literally change your life. The third, in our to-do list, live with integrity. This is a big one. When no one's watching, do you do the little things you know are best for you? That's integrity. What you do when no one is watching. Personally, I want to master this habit of showing up consistently with a positive outlook for the long haul, with a burning desire backed by faith and a willingness to pay the price and do the things I have committed to doing even when no one is watching me. 4, learn continuously. Practice lifelong learning. Read beyond the headlines. Immerse yourself in it daily, every day, even if it's only for 15 minutes. Being an everyday scholar is an essential ingredient to success in life. In today's 21st century workplace and in human life itself, education does not end when our schooling does. If you want the edge, you must be constantly learning. Number 5, lead with passion. Work and live from a place of passion. Focus on cultivating the kind of passion that lights us up rather than burns us out. Be bold in asking yourself, how do I ignite my passion, and be open to that answer. 6, and last, but perhaps most important, draw into your roots by being the driver of your life. Your life is a bus. You drive your bus to different destinations in all kinds of weather and with all kinds of passengers. And the question though is, are you driving your bus, or are you letting someone or something else drive you? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to become? How do you want to be remembered? Remember to drive your life with intention. You are in charge of the destinations, the passengers, and even the road trip playlist. Remember that you're ultimately the person in control of your life's course. Positivity is a choice. Choose it every day. Facing difficulty in life is certainly hard and inevitable, and everyone will experience pain and hardship at some point of their life. But that fact alone isn't the bad news. It's how you handle these challenges that determine whether they control your life or you control them. The results of your life depend on how you react to whatever life throws at you. Events plus reaction equals outcome. Positivity is a choice you have to make every day, no matter what else is going on. Be the person who smiles, greets life with excitement, focuses not on the problem, but on the opportunity. Rid your life of the energy vampires. I love the term energy vampires to refer to kind of negative people out there who love to kind of pull out life out of you. When you can't completely rid your life of these people, you can find ways to manage them better, so as not to let their attitude ruin yours. The major point I want you to walk away with today is you are the solution. You create the solution. In the year of our Jubilee, the UAE must jump into the next 50 years head on, head first. Why? Because when you jump head first, you have to commit. And this is what we want everyone to be committed to the next 50 years of the UAE. The answer to that question starts with you, your imagination, your courage, and your willingness to stretch, grow, contribute. What's your big, awesome, over-the-horizon goal? The UAE cares about your answers, and we believe it's time for you to care enough to jump headfirst and lead in an unstoppable nation. Thank you very much.